Going to go in the back to Dave Vasse.
Hi, Christian.
How's it going?
What's it like for you this time around facing the Dodgers in the LCS in your own backyard again and facing Glass now today? Is there some sort of different approach against him that maybe you did not have against Yamamoto?
Yeah, I mean, it's always great to be back here, right? A lot of good memories from the 2018 year, last time we were here in the LCS, and playing these guys, playing at home. Glass, obviously, great pitcher, really good stuff. I faced him a couple times this year, faced him throughout our career, and we just got to get some traffic on the bases, get some guys on base, try to string together some quality at bats, which we really haven't been able to do the first two games. But still a lot to play in the series, and we get this one today. You feel a lot better about where you're at position wise.
Adam.
Christian, you may have seen Shohei Ohtani took BP on the field yesterday, and it caused a big stir. You also don't often hit BP on the field. How do you pick those times to do it? And did you think about it in this series with just trying to get the bat going?
No, I didn't see that he hit on the field. Haven't been on the social medias in a few weeks, but I feel like you can work on more stuff like in the cage. It's more of like a controlled environment. You can do more drill stuff. You can, slow it down a little bit and really get good work in. That's why I do it. It's like when you hit on the field BP, it's just overhand kind of throwing it. Like if you want to see like the sight lines at a new stadium or something, or just get loose, I think it's great. But you have a lot more tools at your disposal in the cage, and I've just come up with a good routine in there that I like to do, and myself and Connor like to do, and that's why I do it. And there's less distractions, and it's kind of just been what I've felt comfortable with over the last few years.
Straight back on the left.
Christian, it seems like the sun is going to be a factor here this afternoon, and you've played here before. What challenges is it like to play in this park, and how do you have to adjust, kind of, so to speak?
Yeah, well, that's part of the postseason. Sometimes you have odd start times for games just based on the TV schedule, and shadows aren't a great favorable hitting environment, but both teams got to deal with them, and you just got to find a way, right? And we're used to it. We've got shadows at home sometimes. It's gotten better this year with kind of how they've closed half the roof, but really what the shadows do is it's just kind of hard to pick up spin on the ball sometimes. It's just like a dark object coming at you, but it's not our first time playing a shadow game, and both teams have to deal with it, like I said. So it's about finding a way to win and doing what you got to do to, come out on top.
Okay, far right, Zach.
Christian, you guys have the best road record in baseball this year. What went into that success? Is there anything you can lean on from that for games 3 and 4?
It's just playing the games. Whether it's home or away, it's still a baseball game. And just going out and executing and playing well. I think that's why we had success this year on the road. Was we just did our thing. We knew what makes us successful, and you go out there and do it. It's the same dimensions on both fields, whether it's home or away. Just kind of different crowd noises. So the new environment, fine for us, and we got hopefully 3 big games here.
Here on the left.
Christian, there's a lot being made in this series about seeing a reliever multiple times through, obviously with Ash pitching every day and Abner pitching every day and other guys for your team. Just from your experience and facing other teams and their relievers multiple times, is that a real thing in such a short series? And just, what's your experience with that?
Yeah, I mean, that's also part of the postseason where like in these long series that you're going to match up with a lot of the same guys, and a lot of those same relievers are the ones that they target to line up against you. So you end up getting multiple bats off a guy, and you try to make adjustments based on how they approached you, or you kind of think about the at bat, whether it went good or bad, and like, all right, this is the adjustment I need to make against this guy, or this is how they attacked me, and this is what I need to do. And that's really throughout the entire series and in the playoffs, is how all the pitchers attack you, or how teams attack you, and what you want to do, and how you can continue to make adjustments. And it's the game within the game thing of postseason baseball.
Okay, go back to the right again. Back.
Christian, you talked after game 2 about some of your struggles recently and that you'd be maybe adjusting or tweaking over the last, during the off day. Did you make any adjustments? Did you see anything that you might have missed when you're at the plate?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not ideal, right, to not be feeling great at the plate, but that's also baseball season. You know, you have a couple game stretches where things aren't going your way, you're not feeling your best, and you have to make tweaks and adjustments to get things going. You know, it's magnified obviously in the postseason, but you're still dealing with that stuff all the time during the regular season. And, you know, you're always one swing away, one at bat away, one moment away from, you know, getting out of that and changing how you kind of feel about the series, really. And hopefully we've got a lot of games left and can continue to build. And that's really our team. It's just like you just continue to fight, you keep trying to get better, keep trying to get things going. That's how you have to look at it and how I've looked at it. And, you know, it's the game of baseball, and you always have to stay positive and think like the next great moment's just right around the corner.
Okay, back to Adam.
Christian, how's your health at this particular point in time? And can you rule out the back being any part of what's going on?
Yeah, we're all good. I mean, you go through those stretches, man. You know, it's unfortunate that it's at this time. You know, nobody wants it to be that way, but you know, I have faith that I'm going to come out of it, start playing better, start hitting better. And, you know, I've had 3-game stretches or 3-4 game stretches during the season where it hasn't gone my way, and you come right back out of it. So, you know, health-wise, I'm good to go, feel fine, and had a good off day yesterday, got some good work in. Going to go get some more good work in today after this, and, you know, looking forward to getting out there later today.
Okay, we got anything else, Christian? We good? Thank you. Thanks, Christian.
Thanks, guys.
Barry, how are you? Stand up and introduce yourself to everybody, Barry. Everybody knows who you are?
Yeah, everybody.
You know who said that last? You know who said that last? Randy Moss. Everybody knows who I am. Right? Remember that? I don't like either. But yes, we love that.
That's a check, though.
It is a check. Barry's on the board. You just got a check. What is your name, sir? Taking pictures.
Kirby.
Kirby.
Yes.
Nice to have you.
Kirby Bucket. Yes.
You're taller than Kirby, but probably not as good a hitter.
Hopefully a little lighter, too.
What's your name?
Fernando.
You've been here?
Yeah, we met in Chicago. I'm from Mexico. So, my buddy there.
Yeah, I'll see you. I need you two to be next to each other to remember you. What is your name, young lady?
I'm Kathy Martinez.
You work for the Dodgers, right? Nice. Nice. Who else is new? Anybody new? Shopper in the back. I know that young lady. Nice. You shop today? Anything else? Anybody else new? Nightingale's here. Holy.
I prefer you introduce me.
Nice. Barry Bloom, the legendary. That's all I need to say, legendary. Kind of like Conor McGregor, Barry, same?
Same, exactly.
Legendary. All right, what do we have today? Nice meeting you too, young man. That was cool.
Okay.
Thanks for coming up and telling me that.
Yeah,
Oh, we got the big boss? Who'd I miss?
We're going to start with the gentleman right there on the right.
No, but how about the gentleman filming this right here? I'm pointing right at you. Have you introduced yourself before? You have? I'm sorry. All right.
Right. Go ahead, sir.
Young lady, what is your name? Don't try to sneak by with this thing, girl. You think I'm... Go ahead. Stand up, Leah, please. Where are you from, Leah?
Philadelphia.
What are you doing here, Leah?
Just living L-I-V-I-N.
Nice. Wait, whoa, you're not getting away that easy. What do you do?
I work as a press technician.
What does a press technician do? That doesn't...
Make sure everybody does their jobs here.
Is that right?
It all stays in line. Make sure technology gets here.
I still don't get that. Like everybody does their job. What do you mean?
I make sure that MLB gets a copy of this press. Make sure
We can just send it to them. We don't need you here all the way from Philly. You could be home doing something productive. How are you guys doing? Huh? Did you guys go to dinner last night? Where'd you go?
But we saw your sons in the elevator.
Oh, you did?
We said hello. We told them we were the ones that
They had a sleepover last night. They had one of their friends over. Oh, God. Imagine me with 3 little boys sleeping over last night. So it was fun. Yeah. All right, we're off and running.
Hey, Murph. Well, what does it mean for you guys to play loose today because of where you stand at this point? Because clearly right now you're laid back.
This is just an act. I'm not laid back. I'm nervous as hell. Come on. No, I mean, you compete with freedom, and you got to feel good enough about yourself and good enough about the situation to be free to compete so your best foot can be forward. And I'm just hoping our guys do that. Everybody's uptight. Everybody has that pit in their stomach. They don't want to lose. They want to play good. And we understand the process of competing. But to compete with freedom is the key. And it's hard to do. It's hard to do.
Okay, we're going to go straight back on the right. Moving back.
Hi, over here. Hi. Yesterday you mentioned that Blake Snell has a bigger payroll than your whole pitching staff. This series has a lot of eyes on it besides the baseball side of things. Do you have any words or opinions about a possible future salary cap on MLB?
Future of what?
Salary cap?
No, I don't know. Listen, I'm a baseball coach. It's what I do. I try to help players find their best self. I don't know if I'm good at it or not, but I don't know anything about the business side. I don't even think about that. That's above my pay scale. I think about helping players get better, however a guy's getting paid, it's none of my business. And the comments about, I just try to bring attention to how great our guys are for competing the way they have. It doesn't matter. When it's one-on-one, it doesn't matter what anybody's making. You compete and you play baseball the same way you play baseball all year. So I'm not looking to make any opinions about what's going on in baseball today, the rules. I'll tell you this, MLB does a hell of a job, however it gets to it. When they make rule changes and do things like that, they do a hell of a job of making good changes. So hopefully we continue to make good changes and you know, everybody's happy and the fans can be happy with great competitive baseball, you know.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead, Todd, on the left.
Murph, other than his willingness to take the ball literally every game here, have you learned anything in this postseason about Ash as far as like competitiveness, durability, anything like that?
For sure. He's been quality. He wants to take the ball. It's a nice little niche, and it helps our bulk pitchers too that don't have that experience of the start and the anticipation and all that kind of stuff. It serves as a help. Because, you know, for instance, a guy like Miz, who you might see today, a guy like Miz went through a stretch of really struggling on the front end, you know, and he did it consistently, struggled. So sounds easy just to throw him out there and get him to grow up, and it's great. But when you have someone like Ash willing to throw every day and capable of throwing every day, and his stuff doesn't go down, why not put him in there for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hitters?
Okay, we're going to go back there on the right.
Murph, you guys have the best road record in the regular season. What led to that success, and is there anything you guys can take from that into the next, hopefully, 3 games here?
Yeah, I mean, great people. You know, there's no, you know, this game is, as you know, from following it, you ebb and flow. You go through great times and whatever. You can play good and lose. You can play average and win, you know. But the type of guys we have assembled are the right type to be able to overcome things and to play. They've played great on the road. They've played great at home. But usually the team with the best record in baseball has a chance to have the best record on the road because that's how you get the best record in baseball. So anything different that they've done? No, they've just played the game pretty hard for 9 innings like we did The 5 games in Chicago, or the 5 games against Chicago, we played hard every single game. The 2 games here, we've played hard both games. There's not a matter of like, oh, what happened to the Brewers? They're not showing up. They're not playing well at the right time. Wait a second. We just beat the Cubs, who was one of the hottest teams in baseball at the time, in a very emotional 5-game series. That's good. That's playing good. Now we're down 2 games to the Dodgers, who had 2 epic, historical pitching performances. It's the way it is. We got a lot of baseball left.
Okay, we're going to go here on the left to Kurt, and then we're going to go to Adam.
Murph, assuming Miz is in.
Where are you, Kurt? I hear you, but I
Right here.
can't find
To
you.
your left. I'm not standing. Assuming Miz is the one following Ashby, does that bump Quintana possibly to tomorrow for
the
requisite length that you need from someone?
Right. Yep.
Good, Adam.
Great question.
Murph, what do you actually?
I love to mess with Kurt. I can't help it. First it was Adam, beginning of the year, right? Now I've laid off you, and I've went right to Kurt.
Thank you.
I was easy on Kurt early, and now I'm easy on you.
Would Quintana start? Would you say that?
That's a dumb question. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Adam. Would Quintana start? Possibly. He's obviously not, because he's left-handed, we don't get that advantage unless we thought that they were going to take their lineup and do it totally differently, which we don't think the Dodgers will with, 2 of the best hitters in the game, and Ohtani and Freeman. So most likely we wouldn't need an opener in that. It wouldn't make as much sense to have an opener.
My other question, Murph, was when he.
Are you giving him approval to ask 2 because this first one was shady? All right.
See how this one goes. Yesterday, he thought he was pitching, or at least he said he thought he was pitching today. How much in general are you asking your pitchers to sort of go with the flow more than they're used to? And do you consider that a significant ask, or is this life in the postseason?
It's life in the postseason for sure. And everybody's going to be critical of everything that doesn't go perfect. You know what I mean? But they were probably critical in the Chicago series too. But we won. So there it is. We've been able to piece together all year a kind of a winning formula. And, despite the 2 great pitching performances and we're still in a good spot. It's either Miz today or Miz tomorrow, Quintana today, Quintana tomorrow. So that's the way it is.
Go far right, Jason Stark.
Stark.
Murph. Murph, is it safe to say that your team likes being the underdog, is motivated by being the underdog? And when you're having those underdog-type conversations, do you ever reference payroll, your payroll, their payroll, anything about payroll that you could use to your advantage?
To the team?
Yeah, when you're having those conversations or creating that underdog mentality.
I mean, I don't think we're creating an underdog mentality. There's not one of you out there that predicted us to win over 81 games this year. Not one person. So when that happens, who are we? You know what I mean? Like, who are we? We don't have the big payroll. We don't have the big name stars, although some of those guys are becoming very recognizable. Bryce Terang is, the Platinum Glove winner last year, and he's kind of put himself on the map as like, hey, this is an up-and-coming great player. Sal Frelick has put himself on the map that people are like, wow, this guy's special. He just has the it factor. Jackson Chourio at 21 years old is becoming, so it's not like we don't have star power, but we don't have $700 million guys, and we don't have guys with $300 million contracts. But with all that being said, we're the underdog because we are. Now, underdog meaning we're not capable? I didn't say not capable. I'm just saying we're the team that nobody predicted over 81 games and to win over 81 games anywhere, last year or this year. We won 93 last year with the same group and 97 this year. So maybe we won't be underdogs in the future, but based on the things that predict success in the major leagues, you mentioned payroll, that's a correlation between great success and great payroll. So you can bring it up if you want to, but I don't bring it up with our guys. I just try to get them to play hard and believe they can. But, they win the games. I have very little to do with it. They have created for themselves. We're the team that we're gonna play you. We're gonna fight you.
So payroll is never a topic in your clubhouse?
Never.
Going to go to Bob Nightingale.
I say never, like I'm sure guys talk about how much they make and don't make or whatever, or how much the other guys make, but I'm not using that as a motivational thing.
Pat, you have a theory, particularly in recent years, it seemed like the visiting teams had no problems winning on the road. It doesn't seem like the home field advantage isn't a big advantage. Why do you think it's happening?
It wasn't Chicago, I promise you. That environment in Chicago, I still think about it. Like that was, the Cubs fans should be commended. I don't necessarily have a close personal relationship with any of them. But, that environment was unbelievable. And our environment was unbelievable. So I do think the home teams in that particular series had an advantage. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that, I don't really think about it. I just think about, 27 outs versus 27 outs. The environments are always pro the home team, and Dodger Stadium is a great venue to be part of a baseball game in. So I don't really look at it success, home and road. I'm just win tonight, baby. Figure out how we win tonight.
Okay, we're going to go here to Bill Shakin in the front. And pass the mic up.
Pat, you mentioned the epic historical games the Dodgers pitched in Milwaukee, but part of that is because they actually went into the 8th inning and went into the 9th inning, which of course doesn't happen much now. How do we get back to that? Because logic would say your best pitchers throwing the most pitches gives you a pretty good chance to win, and all of our innings limits and pitch counts haven't stopped the injuries. So with your player development background, I wonder how we get there.
Yeah, it's maybe the topic in baseball today. First of all, the two guys that went to the 8th and 9th inning are special, and they were at the top of their game, in my opinion. That's special, and that's why you pay that kind of money for those guys, because there's only a handful of them out there that the third time around, the hitters are actually just as disadvantaged. Usually pitchers give up the advantage a little bit third time around when a hitter has seen you a couple times. A guy like Yamamoto, that didn't happen on that particular night. And it's coming, it's coming where more and more pitchers have to get through it. But to have the talent to do it against the type of lineups that are out there today, that's another question. The whole injury situation is the mystery of baseball right now. How do we solve it? I personally think that we should make the zone a little bit smaller, especially at the top. I think it would change the game a little bit if we move the zone down just a couple inches down, just because it's impacting the offense in the game.
You go here.
You wouldn't have to set your sights so high and then cover the whole thing. You could set your sights a little lower. It takes away that brain-dead heaver that's throwing 103 at the top. That pitch is hard to do anything with anyways. If you clip the box, it's a strike. That's a real disadvantage. If you made them bring it down into where your bat kind of normally comes into zone, you've got a different thing. That's my little theory on it. But the pitching's just getting better. The pitching's just getting better.
Okay, we'll go here to Kurt on the left.
Murph, in those two excellent outings, how much of it do you think was them being able to exploit the approach that you guys generally take, and how much of it was the hitters getting away from, the things that your offense does best, and what does that mean for the adjustment tonight against Glasnow?
So I term it this way, Kurt. So to lay off one guy's split is way different than to lay off another guy's split. Same spot in the zone. It's 4 inches below. Same spot, but it's thrown by one guy at a certain, has certain properties to it, and it's thrown by Yamamoto, and it has different properties to it. So again, you give Yamamoto a chance to throw his best game. Yes, you look different than you do against pitcher Z, who doesn't have the same properties on that pitch. So it's the stuff that creates the illusion of the ball someplace else. All of a sudden, you're chasing a little more. So it's the same team. They didn't do anything different. The approach wasn't anything different. We knocked them out in the first inning last time we faced them. We didn't all of a sudden come up with a new game plan like, oh, okay, same hitters. That particular game, he would have beaten most teams for sure. I mean, our offense has been good all year long. Those two pitching performances, good pitching beats hitting most every time.
Okay, we take the last one back there on the right.
Murph, Austin making some waves after his great response after Game 2.
Who?
Your son? Wondering what you thought of his response. Sounded like a chip off the old block.
No, I mean, I love my sons, man. My daughter and my sons are my most important thing in my life. So anytime they can be involved and learn anything and be involved in this life and the positive parts of it, I'm just really grateful and thankful. I don't evaluate his responses or anything like that. I just think it's tremendous they can be part of it, and I'm really thankful for the insight to maybe ask him a question, include him. That meant the world to me. I didn't even know it would be broadcast, or I'm hoping you're not writing down everything I say, or you know what I mean? that could be problematic for sure. But yeah, just grateful. You know, that's it, man. He's a great kid. We all say that about our kids, you know. So I don't want to garner any attention for him in a way that isn't appropriate. But yeah, I'm just grateful.
Thanks.
Yeah, he's really not. He's not on social media or anything like that. So he's hearing it from friends and people showing him things, and he's just kind of like, "Well, what was I supposed to say? I don't know."
Thanks, Pat. Appreciate it.
You got it, guys.